Well, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to the Kneady Homesteader channel. And today we are making a Milwaukee Rye sourdough bread that my friend Paul and I, from Paul's Rule of Thumb, I will leave his link to his channel along with his video because he's making a video at the same time I am. We're kind of doing it together on Marco Polo. This is a recipe that him and I tried last week, and he went by the book. I, of course, altered mine just because I didn't really, I kind of messed up and I added yeast when I really didn't need to, and then I ended up adding some Guinness to mine and kind of playing around with it a little bit, and I really loved the results. So I wrote down my tweaked version, and him and I are making it together today. So we thought we would take you guys along with us, and let's make some sourdough bread, right? All right, so we are going to be starting with 1 cup of warm water, about the temperature that you would make a baby's bottle. And then to this, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of yeast. Okay. And then to this, I'm going to be adding 200 grams of starter. So what I do is I just bring out my scale and I add a little bowl to it. And then here is my fed sourdough starter. And if you guys want to learn how I made my starter, I will leave the link up above. I have a whole playlist for that. So I fed my starter a couple of hours ago, so it's feeding right now, and it's on the rise, which is when you want to use it. This is what's going to help lift our bread. So we're going to take about 200 grams of that. I always do a little extra, so mine is 224 because, you know, you're not going to be able to scrape the bowl completely clean. So we are just going to go ahead and add that starter right in here. There you have it. Now to this, we're also going to add a 1/4 cup of molasses. I'm just going to kind of eyeball mine. And then to this, we're going to layer on top 2 cups of rye flour. I'm using an organic rye and a 1/2 cup measuring cup. So I'm going to just go ahead and layer that in just like that. I'm also going to add in 2 cups to start with of bread flour. So we're just going to put that in there. Now we might need up to 2 cups more. It all depends. We're also going to be adding a tablespoon of salt. I'm using sea salt. We're also going to add in 1 egg. We're also going to add in 3 tablespoons of either lard or shortening. You can decide which one you'd rather use. And then to mine, I am adding 1 cup of a very dark stout beer. In fact, this is what I'm using. I'm using Guinness Extra Stout. So I also put some in my chili, and I'll be serving this bread with chili for dinner tonight. And then that is it. So we're just going to lift this up. We're going to turn this on a speed 2. I'm going to watch how this comes together here, and then we will add more flour when we need it. Like I said, we might be adding up to 2 more cups. We'll see how this comes together. And it already smells, so I'm just going to go ahead and cap in a little bit more flour. And you can add caraway seeds to this if you want. My kids don't like caraway seeds, so I leave that out. But that is totally up to you. You can definitely add it. So that is with an additional 2 cups of bread flour. So it's a total of 4 cups of bread flour, 2 cups of rye. And I might just put a little sprinkling more in there, but this is starting to look really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer now for 7 minutes, and I'm going to need this for 7 minutes. Usually I do 4, but on a rye, especially on a sourdough, I just find a little extra kneading ends up being better. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer now, and I'll see you guys back in 7 minutes. Alright, so there goes our timer. Okay, so there's our dough. You want to make sure your hands are nice and clean. And this is going to be a beautiful bread. So just like to give it a couple little kneads, and then I like to kind of gather it and then shape it into a really nice pretty ball. Okay, and I will spin you up here so you guys can see it. Really beautiful. It's a really beautiful dough. So let's get our bowl oiled. So I like to use extra virgin olive oil, but you use what you want. And I just like to add a little bit into my bowl. I use the same mixing bowl because it's, you know, it's already dirty, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our dough ball. Okay. And then upside down it goes right into the oil. And then you're gonna spin it. And then you're gonna flip it over. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. All right, so now I'm gonna get a tea towel, or a flour sack towel is what I prefer. Okay, and so this is what I like to use. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this under really hot water, squeeze it out, wring it out really well, and we're gonna put it right over our bowl inside my handle. So now I'm gonna put this in my oven with the oven light on. And now I have a proof setting on my oven, so I'll be using that, but just an oven light is all you need. So I'm gonna put that in my oven to proof with the light on for 1 hour. And I'll see you guys back here in an hour. So it's been an hour, and there is our dough ball. So what I'm gonna do, nice clean hands, I'm gonna go ahead and deflate this, and we'll get it out of the bowl. So now this recipe will make 2 beautiful regular loaves for you, but I'm going to make it in my Pullman pan. This is a 4x13, so I'm going to just press out my dough just a little bit bigger than my pan, and then we're gonna just roll it up. Okay, we're gonna seal the seam here, kind of pinch it, and poke in the edges. And this way, I can cut it like a sandwich loaf, like everybody can have a slice with their chili, or tear it off and put it in their chili. But it'll also be great tomorrow for sandwiches because we're going into the weekend. So this will make fantastic grilled cheese on a Saturday. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up. I'm gonna put it right into my Pullman pan. Now my Pullman pan is a USA pan. It does not need to be oiled or anything like that. I'm gonna just kind of tuck in, if you guys can see that. Just tuck in the edges and then press it out. Press it out. And now we're gonna let this rise. Now I am not gonna put the lid on this because I don't want this condensed. This is a sourdough, so I want this bad boy to rise up. And so I'm gonna put this back in my oven on the proof setting again for another 40 minutes. So I'm just gonna cover it back up with my towel, and I will see you guys back here in 40 minutes. Guys, so there, it's risen now for 40 minutes. So what I did is I made a little egg wash. This is just 1 egg with a tiny bit of milk. And so now I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a nice egg wash, which will give it a really nice color and glaze to it. Somebody hit me up yesterday and said, Heather, what is your secret? How do you make sesame seeds stay on top of bread? And so this is the secret. A little egg wash. You can even do, if you are allergic to eggs or don't like eggs, you can even do a little bit of sugar in warm water and use a sugar wash. But anytime you want to make something stick to the top of bread or rolls, you want to give it either a sugar wash or an egg wash, and then you would just go ahead and put your seeds on top and it will stick. So that's the secret. I know, you know, and no question is a dumb question, because honestly, I didn't know how to do that either. I would get my bread out and try to, you know, sprinkle, you know, oatmeal on top of a nice oat bread that I made, and I couldn't get the oats to stick. And I was like, how are people doing that? So these are the questions. So ask away, and this is how we lift each other up so that we can all put, you know, sesame seeds or poppy seeds or oatmeal, whatever you want, on the top of your bread and make it stick. So you don't know unless you ask, right? And these aren't usually, sometimes these aren't the secrets that people share. So, all right, that's a nice wash there. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a 375-degree oven. This is gonna bake about, for me, for this bread, it'll probably be about a half hour. If you're doing two smaller, like say round loaves or something like that, it might be 20-25 minutes. Just keep an eye on your bread, and you want to make sure that when you tap on it, it's nice and hollow. So I'm gonna give this about 30 minutes in my oven, and when I bring it out, I will bring you guys back and I will show you what it looks like. Right, here we go. She is a heavy one. So you can hear it, nice and hollow. Let me shut off my oven here. And I'm gonna get out, a wire rack, and then we'll take her out of the pan. Right, there she is. Look at that, huh? So I will probably, well, I'm gonna let her cool. And when I slice into this, when I serve my Guinness fire roasted chili here for dinner, I'll bring you back and I'll show you what it looks like inside. But there's the chili that we're gonna have. And I don't know if you can tell here, I don't know if you can tell, but we are in for quite a storm. That is supposed to bring us some snow. So tonight is a perfect night for chili and Milwaukee Rye sourdough bread. All right, guys, I'll be back.
Well, hello there, fans of the Kneady Homesteader. This is Paul from Paul's Rule of Thumb. I'm just popping on to say hi because I have been baking bread with Heather today. She's been helping me through my trials and tribulations in learning how to make sourdough and learning how to make bread, because I'm not an experienced bread baker. So I have been filming right alongside of Heather today. My video will be very different from Heather's, I'm sure, because I'm not as experienced as she is. However, you'll get to see the mistakes and how to correct them as you go, because I made a few. So I'm going to be putting a video out same time as Heather, and I hope you guys enjoy them both, and we'll see you guys soon.
Oh, I just love you. We love you, Paul. We love you, Paul. All right, guys. That was so much fun. Thank you for hanging out with us today, Paul and I, as we're baking. Make sure you go over and check out his video. Like I said, I'll leave it up above. I'll leave it down below too for those of you who don't see the iCards, because I know not everybody sees the iCards. So anyway, have a great weekend, you guys, and I'll be seeing you soon. Show you inside of this bread. Look at that. Oh, look at that. All right, so we are going to have Matt taste test some chili and some Milwaukee Guinness Rye sourdough. All right, so we just got a little half slice of bread because those are huge. And then this is the chili that I made with fire roasted tomatoes. I put some of my roasted tomato powder in here. It's got my home canned chili beans, ground beef that was left over from dinner last night actually. Oh, and I'm steaming up the camera. And you know, and I think that's about it. Oh, I put Guinness in it. So Guinness in this, Guinness in that, right? You gotta dunk it in the chili. There you go. All right. Well,
that was a mouthful of awesome.
Really good?
Yeah, sourdough is really good.
Good bread? Mm-hmm. All right.
It's got that nice, it's got a little bit of that flavor from the beer, but it's not, you know, because it's baked into it.
Yeah, it's just a hint.
Yeah.
It's a hint.
Got that nice Guinness.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give this bread a try. Go over there and subscribe to Paul because Paul's got a video response to this. And we've been having fun with some sourdough. It's been a lot of fun every Friday hanging out with him and trying some new recipes for you guys. So I figured I'd turn on my camera because this one turned out really good. It's really soft too. It's a really soft sourdough. So there we go. I got it focused now. So it's really soft. It's nice and cool too. It's a really soft bread. Let me see. Tear into that. You see how you can? It's got a nice klotchy rating. So really good. This is gonna be
nice and firm on the outside. Looks like it'd be fantastic for sandwich.
Yeah, it's gonna make a killer grilled cheese sandwich tomorrow. Yes. With that, I'll be seeing you guys. Enjoy. Try this recipe.